Hey everybody, McGregor Kingdom here, and welcome to the Kingdom. Before we begin this video, I just want to let you guys know we're doing this is a series called Real Talk. This is episode 1, and what it is, it's just me talking about real life, real struggles, real personal stuff, and I wanted to give out a few warnings to people who may be sensitive about some topics. We're gonna talk about where life might be heading if you're afraid of future and stuff. I just want to let you guys know, warning in advance. We're going to be talking about death as well. If y'all are sensitive about that, again, I'm going to give you warning in advance. And we're also going to be talking about lows in life as well. And if that's something you're dealing with right now, this may be a thing for you. But if you're a little triggered about that right now, I'm just going to give you warning in advance. So with all those 3 warnings, you have been warned. It's going to get real. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah. What up, y'all? We back, and to start off this segment, I just want to start off with the main question that I've been asked a lot by a lot of people throughout my whole life, and it always changes, which is kind of weird, but it's very important to ask not only yourself this question, but to understand the point of it all. So the question is, where do you see your life heading? What's gonna happen with your life? Where do you see it heading? I have a lot of hobbies, including this one, and any one of my hobbies, if they take off to be popular or famous, or if I get some kind of job out of it, that's what my life is going to be. So if for example, I do YouTube as one of my hobbies, if I do really good in YouTube and stuff, then that's going to be my life. That's where I see my life heading. If I don't do good on YouTube, I got other hobbies I'm hoping will work. For me personally, I like to get down personal with this show. I do rap, and so many people, they're not really accepting because I'm white, and I'm not being weird or anything, but when you're in the rapping industry, it's kind of hard to be white and to rap, but it can be done, and it can be worked on, and they're a lot more accepting now than what they were, so that's really cool. So if my rapping career takes off, that's where I see my life heading full time. I like to perform, I like to act, I do a lot of theater. Pretty much if you got any theater question, I guarantee I can answer it. So if that ends off skyrocketing, then that's what I see myself heading into as well. And right now, for a real job wise, I'm looking forward to being a teacher. As I get older, I'm only 17 years old, so that could very much change. It's changed throughout my whole life, but as of right now, I'm leaning towards elementary school teaching. That's kind of where it's going right now. But if one of my hobbies were to kick up, then that's where I would ultimately go, because teaching is fun and all, but I'm kind of hoping that one of these main 3 hobbies kind of kick up, so I can kind of start doing something that I'm really passionate about. But an important thing to ask yourself a lot of times is, where do you see your life heading? And for me, I just said career-wise, because when you're about my age, high schoolish, maybe even college-ish, you'll ask yourself, where's my life heading? And you'll often think of careers, what am I gonna do and stuff, where am I gonna live and things like that. But not all the times you often think about you yourself. Who are you? What kind of person? What kind of man or woman will you be when you're older? As you grow up. And I'm a strong believer that people can change. I've seen really smart, intelligent, very creative people turn into one of the cool kids and lose their IQs drop and their intelligence decreases, and it's sad to see. But I've also seen people who lived really bad life and did really bad things, but came back from all that and now is thriving in life. So I've seen it go both ways, but it's very important to think to yourself, morally, the things you're doing now, where do you think that's gonna put you at? And another thing to think to yourself about is this where you want to be? Is this what's making you happy? For YouTube, when I stopped doing YouTube, I'd think to myself, I'm like, where's this heading? Where am I heading? Where am I personally going? And well, as I looked to the future, YouTube wasn't there, and that kind of made me sad a little bit. And I say a little bit, a lot actually. And so as I progressed, I started to realize I kind of want this thing to work out a bit because I truly am passionate about this stuff. And yeah, so that's where you gotta see yourself heading. Do you like what's coming up, or do you not like what's coming up? And if you don't like what's coming up, what kind of changes can you make? Things don't actually happen. Like YouTube, I've been at this for 3 years, still not popular. It's just a work in progress kind of thing, as with anything else in life. So that first clever question to knock it out of the park is, where do you see yourself heading in the future? On to question number 2. Another big thing that I've been asked a lot throughout my life, throughout people talking to me, if you get into big, deep conversations, a popular topic that is often brought up is death. And death itself is very hard to talk about, very hard to comprehend sometimes, and it struggles a lot to deal with. So that's why it's a deep conversation kind of thing, which is what real talk is all about. But the big question that I've been asked a lot is, how do you think you will die? And this one for me is like pretty much impossible to tell you. But ultimately, I know how when I die, I'm hoping that I lived for a reason. I'm hoping to just like celebrate all the things I've accomplished in life. So like when I die, I don't want people to mourn my death. I just want them to look at my life and see the accomplishments I made, the lives I've impacted. Through YouTube alone, even though I've been making silly, funny videos and all that stuff, so many people have said, man, you made me happy, when I was sad. Like, your daily videos of just you being happy and stuff has truly impacted my life, and that means so much to me. And yeah, I just think it's really crazy and very incredible. I just think it is ultimately important to think about death, and to accept that it's a thing, to accept that you're going to face it, and that you're going to have loved ones who face it, and you're going to have to cope with that. And especially when the first time death happens, it's very hard to deal with, very hard to cope with. So ultimately, it's honestly very hard to answer the question. I can say that I won't die by myself. That's never gonna happen. I'm never going to kill myself. I know thoughts come to head sometimes, and I know that having suicide is a big thing. It's all-time peak, and depression as well. I know it's all up there, but and even though I kind of thought about it a little bit, I'm not going to do it. I can't die like that. I got people. I know I'm alive because I got people that right now need me, and whether I see the bigger picture or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, I'm not going to die by killing myself. Big ways how I might die. I drive a lot, so maybe like a car crash might do the trick, or maybe just basic stuff. My family has a medical past of like heart problems, and so that I might die by like a heart problem or something. But I don't often think about my death too much. I like to think more about the life I'm going to live. I think that's more important than thinking about my death, because I know when the day I die and the day I face judgment, I gotta answer to everything that I've done, and I want to like make an impact. And I don't really care if I'm famous. I don't care if I'm popular. I just want people's lives to change. If I can just change like one person's life, then I'm good, man. Because that's ultimately what I'm here to do. I want to make an impact. I'm passionate about this thing, and for the first time in my YouTube career, for the first time in any hobby I've done, I'm getting real open face in public. And what's hard about that is that opens a lot of people up to know a lot about me, and that's good so people can relate, and it's bad because then some people that don't like me, they know me too much now. But ultimately it's a decision that I'm willing to make, a sacrifice I'm willing to take in order to help you guys. And it's not like I'm doing it for my own personal gain. I'm just doing it because it's my destiny. I'm like destined to help people and to help improve lives, and like that's not something I could attain by myself. God gave me that gift, and so death will come by one way or another, but ultimately you just gotta learn to fight the pain, and I know you can do it. If I can do it, I know you guys can do it. It is a big factor, hard to deal with, hard to cope with, but instead of focusing on your death so much, let's try to focus more on life and how we live it. Instead of measuring the years that we live, measure the quality of those years. So ultimately, that's what you want to do, is celebrate the life, not the death. On to question number 3. So, I do a lot of like talking to public and stuff, and a lot of fans that meet me in person, they often ask, what are the highest and lowest points of your life? And if you're in any kind of interview or any time when someone's getting to know you, like Q&A kind of thing, this is a very popular question that comes up a lot, the highest and lowest points of your life, and I'm willing to share that with you right now. My highest point, and let's just say my YouTube life for now, the highest point of my YouTube life was legit my very first video, over 500 views. It was incredible. When I first saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like the first day it had like over 100, and my mind was blown. And as the month went by, it had 500 views, and it just blew my mind, and it's still increasing to this day. But viewing wise, that was like my peak. My second video only got like 100 something, and then now my average is like 15 views. But to me, that's not really as important. It's the people that are watching. I don't care about the quantity, I care about the quality. And so by the quality factor, the highest point of my life, of my YouTube life kind of thing, is probably last year. I was like, this time last year, I just got done making like daily videos on the fly, boom, bop, boom, boom, boom. A lot of quantity, and they were pretty good quality too. So it was a nice mixture of both. Every day, just something, just a video, you know, Minecraft, Roblox, BSN, something to bring, you know, lively vibes, I guess you could say. And at this point last year, I was making how to build houses, and I was still bringing kind of that liveliness to it as well. So that's like ultimately my highest peak in YouTube. And then ever since then, I kind of faded away from summer, made a few videos here and there. Quality wasn't that great, the quantity was an all-time low. And then I just kind of stopped. I came back, and then that was pretty good. And then I made 2 videos after that, and I kind of stopped. And this is kind of like my lowest point in my YouTube life, because I went ghost for months. Like, I posted in October, and then like my most recent post wasn't until March. So that's like months, almost 6 months, something like that. I was past 6 months. So like half a year of just nothing. And that was ultimately my all-time lowest point. But I'm hoping that this will make it go up more, because when you're at the bottom, or you're at the rock bottom, I know it's cliche, but the only place you can go is up. And so that's kind of where I see this YouTube life going, is up a little bit. I also in real life, to get more real, for real talk, I lived lived in a roller coaster. We moved throughout my whole life all the time. So like my lowest points is like the day we moved, because it's like a restart, refresh. To a lot of people that sounds really cool, but that means all of my friends are gone. I haven't talked to all my friends. The only friend I talked to that was back in my childhood is Levi, and we don't really talk that much anymore. But that's just like the part of life, you know. As you leave and stuff, it's just hard to communicate. And we moved in this town, and I made some friends here, and now I'm staying here to the end of high school, which is really cool. And it's a really great journey, really great experience. But my lowest points in life would definitely be the time when we're moving, because I had to leave everything I had, and not just like once, not twice, but at least 5 times, and it was really hard, but it's a good way to cope and stuff. And my highest points in my life is honestly making videos, like throughout my whole day. You know, I said this before, but after having a bad day at school or work or something, just to come back here, make something fun for myself and for you guys, it's amazing. So life, you get highs, you get lows, and another low I've had was having depression recently. I fought that. I'm better now, but that was like my all-time low, and I fought through it. I'm better now, and because I did it, I know you guys can do it too. So you know, when you're sad and stuff, feel depressed, honestly, coming from experience, it's so much easier if you just talk about it and stuff. But life will have highs and lows, and those are mine. Let me know what yours are. End of question number 3. Anyway, guys, that'll be all for today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. It's really cool to talk about life in real life and what's going on. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than what I thought it would. I thought it was just gonna be like really sad and depressing, but it wasn't all that bad. A lot of it was uplifting, kind of encouraging. So I just want to thank you all again. Y'all been there, you know. Even like way back when I was like a freshman in high school, y'all still here, you know. And it's just crazy. It's amazing, and I couldn't thank all of you guys enough. Thank you for the experience. Thank you for the commitment. I know it's really hard to stay with me, but thank you for just watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that stuff. It truly does mean a lot, and I hope it get a little more real next episode. But I want to start off a little light, you know. That'll be all for today's video. McGregor Kingdom out.